Hey, guess who's back? That's right, Dr. Byron Austin. Our subject today is a hard one. Love. What do love and caring have to do with life? Well, I'm going to kick it off like this, and then I got a special guest with me today, Little Bit, all the way from Cali. She's going to answer some of our questions, and we just going to rap. Good evening, Little Bit. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. It's good to have you with us today. We're going to talk a little bit about love. And I'm going to ask a couple questions, and I just want you to give me your direct what you think, okay?
Okay.
Well, why young people don't like to fall in love no more?
I don't think it's that they don't like to fall in love, more like they're scared just because, like, the relationship climate that we're in right now, you can't really trust nobody. Everybody's out to gain something for themselves and it's not genuine. So I feel like it's more being scared.
So you said it's a trust issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm just saying, why not give it the chance to see where love would take you? You know, a lot of our mothers and fathers or our grandparents been married 40 and 50 years. Young people don't stay married 2 years or a year, or they won't even get married. They rather live in sin, that as the whispers said, they said we're living in sin because we're not married. Don't you think marriage is an important part of life?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that, but I feel like it's like the situation's evolving. It's not like what it used to be. Like, I feel like poly's a big thing right now. It's
Who?
poly.
Could you explain what that is to me, please?
So it's just where you have multiple partners. You don't have to make the choice to, you know, choose one person. You could have a bunch of people. So I feel like there's less room for love in that scenario because if I have all these options, you know, why would I give everything to one? Ryan, are you on too?
So, so is poly a good thing or a bad thing?
I feel like it's a more of a bad thing just because I feel like it's more of an excuse not to commit, not to choose that one person. It's just more of a way to, I don't know, like I said, just have an excuse for
But
not doing what you're supposed to do.
but correct me if I'm wrong, because I had a young lady in here a while back, and she was explaining a poly relationship was maybe one man and two women, or two men and one woman.
Hmm.
Is that what that is?
I feel like that's like the general way that it works, but it's not always like that. It doesn't have to specifically be like a set of three people. It could be more.
Uh, just you and a whole bunch of people involved with each other. Huh? Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
But I just that's just me, Doctor Byron. I just feel like it ain't fair because you really want somebody in your life that you can care about and that can care about you and that can become a part of your life. Ain't that what? Uh, correct me if I'm wrong. Now
For
you
some
tell
people,
me.
I feel like for some people, not everyone.
Not everyone, but I think when we say becoming a part of a poly relationship is a good thing, right? You say, well, not everybody, but I, me, I guess I'm old school. I don't understand it. I mean, it seems like you would want because everybody should want to fall in love or have somebody that cares about you and you care about them and you can be there for them and they can be there for you. Ain't that a basic relationship?
Hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like also everyone doesn't want that. Like I feel like most women they were so like worried about being in a relationship, starting a family. But today, most women that I know, anyways, they're not focused on that. It's more like I can have a career, I can have a family, I can do everything without a man. In the previous years, in the past or whatever, it was more like a requirement, like a necessity. But today I don't feel like most women feel like that's needed. A man's not needed, another partner's not needed. What I can do, what I want to be done, I can do alone.
But well, I don't want to seem biased or nothing like that, but I'm like, when God created the earth, he made man and woman. He made woman to become the man's helpmate and the man to become the woman's helpmate.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying, why have we got so far away from that now? Maybe you can enlighten us on that. Or what your thinking process is maybe about that.
I don't know.
Because you just said something that was very alarming in a sense. When you said, I could do everything I want to do without a man.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think society and this and the evolution and stuff that's going on has actually tried to push the man out of the family. You see what I'm saying? So where there's no part of a family. And see, now Donald Trump is saying there's just male and female. Ain't no transgender or nothing else, in there. How do you feel about that?
I really don't feel any type of way. When I came across people that identified in that way, I tried to be respectful, just because that's who I am as a person, just respect in general.
Right.
But I've never really
judged.
Understood or like recognized it. I don't know how to explain it. Like that, I wasn't looking that deep into it. Like I will respect how you feel out of just that, being respectful, but it's not something that I would include in my own household, that I would teach to my own children, that I would,
Okay.
just I would teach them to be respectful of how other people feel. Because, there's like people out there now that like, they would identify as animals and stuff. Like I can't change how anybody else thinks, how anybody else feels. I could just respect however they feel and, be indifferent,
And so I know you're a young lady and you're following your different career and you really ain't juggled it down where you want to go with this yet, and I understand that. But I just Byron. This is Dr. Byron. I just always felt like a family is the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
When you can have, man, you coming home, she loving you, you loving her, your kids loving you. I mean, and I just think in our communities, they've disrupted the family so much that we're failing because we feel like the man has been taken out of the family so quick. And a lot of us was by our own choice, and a lot of it was by their choice. The system.
Mm-hmm.
The system failed us so bad. Their first thing was to take the man out of the family. I went to Africa. I went to Ghana. And what they explained to me in Ghana was the way they broke the family down was to take the man out of the family. Get him away from his wife. And they would do sexual things to the man back in slavery days in front of the women, so the women felt like they didn't need him. And then it turned in to flipping the skillet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
But they explained it to me. And at first I didn't understand it until I went to the slave castle over there. And they showed me the cages that they used to put the slaves in and how they used to do it. And we were actually sold into slavery by King Mustafa. King Mustafa really sold blacks into slavery over there. They said he would have a party in the community, have a party that nobody wanted to miss. Then everybody would come to his castle and party down, and he'd get them drunk, and then the Dutch would come from upstairs with rifles and then lock them in cages. Then they would go to a door. They called it the door of no return. And that door, they would go out that door and be placed on ships and then brought to America. So when was America great again? Am I my brother's keeper? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Am I my brother's keeper? Will I be my brother's keeper? So what I'm going to do, the last couple minutes, I'm going to let Little Bit round us off with any comments she want to make or anything she want to say. Go ahead, Little Bit.
I don't really have too much to say. It's a nice conversation. Definitely gave me some other ideas to think about and how the older generation works. So I can appreciate that. And yeah, it's a nice podcast.
Well, we thank you for coming today, and we would love to see you again because we're going to have more conversations. Next week, we're going to have a young person, a young man come in, and we're going to talk to a young man, and we're going to get his perspective of life in general. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Will I be my brother's keeper? Yes, I will. Thank you, and may God bless you and keep you. We see you next time.